Hey guys, crack open a drink because we are back with another episode of the Blue Podcast with me, Mackers and Tom. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well today, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Shorts weather. All of us in the studio have shorts on today, so it's always good when the sun's out, no clouds in the sky. But today we have Charlie Davis.
How's it going?
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. How are you guys?
Not bad. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, so I'm Charlie Davis. I'm a video creator. I have a couple of businesses that revolve around social media and have that as the main field. Do a bit of magic as well. Yeah, that's about it.
It's
Nice.
quite the CV, actually,
Yeah, it's
isn't
not
it?
a bad CV, to be fair. When I was doing my research, you got a lot of things on your plate, which I'm sure we're going to talk about
Love it.
later. But to start with, in the new era of the Blue Podcast, we always do some icebreaker questions. Tom and I will ask 2 multiple choice questions each, and then the other 2 people involved will have to just answer them. Obviously, if you get it wrong, then have some water.
It's a tough punishment.
Have some more. Oh, jeez.
We
Okay.
figured, what is it, 10:30 on a Sunday?
Yeah, we
we figured we
10:30.
weren't going to get the pints in.
Get the shots in, yeah.
yeah.
But before we get into the icebreakers, please do check us out on Spotify and YouTube. All the links are down below, and check out Charlie as well. But the topic this week, Tom, obviously you came up with it. Do you want to introduce?
Yes, so Charlie, one of your videos is sneaking into IKEA and staying over for 24 hours. So we branch from that, and therefore the topic of today's questions are meatballs.
Because obviously IKEA.
IKEA.
Oh,
meatballs.
right. Yeah, I was told that I should try the meatballs, but I didn't in the
You've
end.
never had
Never had
IKEA
IKEA
meatballs?
meatballs?
Never had them.
Really?
I've heard they're really good.
They
are
are,
very
and so cheap as well. So
The
cheap.
huge there wasn't really a line in IKEA. It was mainly just for the meatballs.
Yeah.
Like it was just round the canteen, but no one was actually buying.
Not like you spent long enough in there to, want queuing or anything like that.
Well, let's get on with the icebreaker questions. Tom, do you wanna kick us off?
Yeah,
or-
what have I got here? We'll go for question 1. Here we go. Which accompaniment, actually you'll struggle with this since you haven't actually eaten the meatballs. but
Accompaniment?
Which accompaniment do IKEA recommend having with their Swedish meatballs?
Is that like a sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
a
they
accompaniment.
differ,
options.
so it's... I'm gonna give you some
Right,
options.
okay, nice.
Yeah. So we're going to go A, tomato ketchup, B, lingonberry jam, or C, gravy.
It's definitely between the jam and the gravy. I think the ketchup is a bit too generic to ask the type of question that you're asking. So it's clearly something that's a bit more.
I think it's because I was obviously doing my research for these questions. It's definitely not ketchup. I don't know what lingonberry jam is.
It's so specific though. Why would you
Yeah.
have that as a multiple choice? It's so
Because
specific.
You haven't met Tom. Like he's done some of these where he will. It's like the most obvious answer,
Right.
but he like.
Oh, yeah,
it
I'll
makes.
just chuck in something really
I'm
obscure.
100% going with gravy.
I think I'm going with gravy.
Yeah, it's lingonberry jam.
Oh,
Oh no! No.
oh well.
Oh dear, it's an IKEA speciality.
Damn. Do I drink or is it over the head? What is it?
Well, that was
Maybe
that was on
restrict
me.
over the head for that one time outside,
that
with
was,
Oshie.
that was fun. All right, my first question. Since when have China been enjoying meatballs? Is it A, 221 BC, B, 1000 BC,
What are we doing?
or C,
Like a
200?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Meatballs, yeah. I don't know. What was the other? The
Does it
last
really
two?
matter which one was A, B, or C?
Yeah, what was the last two?
So this B was 1000 BC
Okay.
and C was 200 DC.
That's
What
quite a
is
time jump,
DC?
actually.
That's up to you.
Okay. Right.
DC?
Hmm.
I thought it was AD. No, I'm going with the BC one then. I'm going with the BC.
I'll go BC.
Which one? 221 BC or 1000 BC?
I'm going ABC.
I'll go. I'll go 221.
221 BC?
They definitely haven't been
Hey,
enjoying
I
it for
can't
that
remember
long.
which one that was.
It is 221 BC.
Nice.
Is
I
that
just
it, or
chucked
B?
in. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, 221 BC. I just chucked in DC to see if one of you might slip up. But
Fair play, yeah.
I really should have tried the meatballs and asked a few more questions in IKEA. I think.
I mean, I haven't had meatballs in ages from there.
I haven't, but I've not been to an IKEA in ages, actually. But every time I do go, you have to get the meatballs. Like,
Yeah.
it's a rite of passage for an IKEA
Nice.
visitor, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, question 2. Oh, here we go. Which of these are the binding ingredients in traditional meatballs? Is it A? Is it A, egg and breadcrumbs? Is
Okay.
it B, milk and breadcrumbs? Or
Oh,
C, egg and milk?
B, egg and milk. I can see it.
Yeah, I just reversed them.
Oh.
Cheers, mate.
That's right.
You're welcome. Yeah, so milk and breadcrumbs, egg and breadcrumbs, or egg and milk?
I would say,
Definitely egg.
I don't know about, I would say egg and breadcrumbs?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Final answer?
It's egg and breadcrumbs.
It is egg and breadcrumbs. Yeah, well
Alright.
done.
Nice.
Alright, so with this final icebreaker question, I'm doing something a little bit different to the usual. There's no multiple choice. You just have to guess the movie that this
Okay.
is from. Okay.
Right.
You have the sounds. Don't know if there's a.
Is that all we listening to sounds of meatballs?
You just got to guess the movie. Okay.
So it's going to be a food movie. Okay.
It's enough to make a grown man cry, but not this man. Get back.
Cloud with a chance of meatballs.
That's the only, that is the only meatball film that I know. I can't really think of any others.
I'm just trying to. I was trying to pick up on the voice actor, and I was like, "That's Terry Crews," and I was like, "Yeah, okay."
My mind instantly went to what film has meatball. Oh, that one.
Cloud with, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was like it's something different. We might as well try. it.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that was good fun. Actually,
sure.
Very impressed that I
Nice
got so
one.
quickly.
Got more meatball knowledge.
So, Charlie, were you expecting to be answering questions on meatballs at the start of this podcast?
Yes.
You were. See, this is
Yeah.
where the magician. It's like a psychic thing, isn't it? You can just tell.
I know. I was doing my research before I came. Yeah.
And well, meatballs isn't a common trend for us. It's not a recurring section of the pod.
Yeah.
Anyway, Max, do you want to kick things off with the?
Yeah. Well, kind of. You started your journey as a magician
Yeah.
from looking into things. What was the first spark for you, I guess, into wanting to do magic?
There was a few different things. So I saw my mate do a magic trick in school,
Okay.
and it was really bad. Do you guys know any magic at all? Any card tricks?
Not
I
really.
can do the one where you put the card back in and then it's face down compared to
Right. Okay. So it was that one.
Yeah, it was that one. No, I can do that
Right.
one.
So a terrible trick. He performed it in school. I was in like year 4 at the time. I was like, this is really cool. And he said, I'll teach it to you. And I was like, sweet. So he was going through it. And just before he got to the part where he actually taught me how he did the trick, he was like, oh, I want your lunch money for the day.
What?
So I gave him my £1.80, went hungry, genuinely.
Oh, wow.
And he taught me the trick. And I was obsessed. I kept doing it. Kept practicing. I saw videos on YouTube. There were books. I then got invited to the Magic Circle, which is a place here in London.
What is that? Just for the uneducated.
What is Magic Circle?
So it's like a group of magicians. They all meet in London every Monday, and they chat through magic and secrets of magic and perform and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
It's like a room just full of virgins. It's all right, yeah.
That reminds me of Modern Family.
I was about to say that. Phil
The-
Dunphy. Have you seen Modern Family?
I haven't.
You haven't seen Modern
I've
Family?
never seen one.
So American show, but yeah, Phil Dunphy's in.
Dunphy's in the Magic Circle in America.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's the
It's
Magic Castle. Yeah, the
Is
Magic
it? Well, it's
Castle.
under a different. I don't know what the name is, but it's like and they're all sworn to secrecy about.
It's
the tricks
really
and stuff.
interesting. Yeah. So I was going to that, and I did it professionally for years. I mean, I dropped out of college.
Yep.
To about a week in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it like I think I saw you say you did it like were there for 5 days or something?
Yeah, I was at sixth form for 5 days, and then I was like, I can't, because I was doing gigs, so I was going around in sort of the pubs and the clubs and all that sort of stuff when I was like 15, 16, 17, performing.
Yeah.
And then when I was 18, I got offered this contract on a cruise ship, went round
Nice.
and started doing that. And then just as that hit, came around. So it kind of wiped everything out. And then from there, I kind of developed and went into more of the video content side and more of kind of the just different angles for social. I mean, there's several different things that you can do apart from just making videos within social media. So, it kind of branched around quite weirdly, but kind of threw things off a little bit. I should probably stop saying that word. It doesn't
not
fit
great
well
for
with
the
the
It's
Right. Okay.
But with transferring to social media with the magic, was that harder or is it easier to do it? Obviously, with editing and at the camera.
Yeah, well, I was always making videos. So I was making like videos where, you know, like WWE matches in your back garden and things like that. Yeah, I was doing that quite a lot. And then, yeah, obviously I then started getting into the magic, and I was posting magic videos. So I was meeting up magicians. We were filming like all these different magic videos, and I was doing magic on my mum and my brother, and, you know, became quite friendly with a lot of magicians, and we went around sort of Miami, like a load of different places performing magic on camera. And there was like a small group of us. I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Julius Dean, but he was kind of touring around at the time, doing magic kind of here, there, and everywhere. There's a few other guys as well, and it was kind of this close-knit community of people doing it. But yeah, it then kind of branched out, and then obviously came around, and no one could go outside.
Yeah.
So it became kind of difficult.
Yeah, you've still done a lot of traveling now since the word has kind of passed on.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying being able to travel again?
I love it. Well, I now live in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've now like fully moved there now, which is great.
Yeah.
I went there last year, October, and it is just like insane. Have you ever been to Dubai?
Oh, just the once.
I haven't.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
unreal.
it's like the city of the future. It's insane. Everything is so clean. Everyone's so polite, so lovely.
Yeah, we had Luera on, who goes to, don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she goes to Dubai a lot as well. So
Oh, nice.
we've had
Nice.
plenty of conversations about Dubai, to be fair.
Yeah,
Some
everything
interesting-
everything you hear about it is just. I mean, I went when I was 14 on like a cricket trip. Right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't really the same exploration of Dubai as you and obviously Luera have done. But yeah, it was like you say, it's amazing. It's indescribable, really, unless you actually see it. Yeah.
Yeah. How old are you now?
21.
Okay, so same. So it was like, honestly, it's crazy because I went last October and then I went back this March, and so much stuff had changed. There were so many buildings that weren't there, that are just skyscrapers that are just all of a sudden just there.
Really?
Because they just
Well, like, they
built
just sneak in
at
the middle of
such
night
a
and just- yeah.
rapid rate. It's crazy. Like, there's so much desert land that they're just currently building on, and they've got all these projects going on.
Okay.
They're building at the minute the Mediterranean islands. So like in the desert, there's this thing called Damak Lagoons, and they're building, like, they're basically recreating the Mediterranean islands. So they're having like Mykonos, Morocco, like everywhere, and they're just redoing. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. But yeah, it's so good to yeah.
I've got a question that Luera thinks is true with Dubai.
Okay.
Is the rain is done by drones?
It's not done by drones, no, but it is. They pump gas into the air, so the gas goes in the air and it forms clouds, and then it rains.
Oh, okay, so it is controlled.
It is controlled, yeah, which is pretty crazy.
pretty mental.
And you do know that it's happening like a little bit in advance as well, so you can kind of plan for it.
How
is,
do they like issue a warning that they're going to pump?
well, they're just like on the news, yeah. They're just like, oh, you know, we need our crops watering. Time to make it rain. So
mental.
yeah, it's insane. Obviously it would just never rain there, and it would experience huge drought. And there were things a few years ago about Dubai like losing all of its water and no longer having any water because of like drought and things. And I know Saudi and Abu Dhabi and Qatar and places like that are doing the same thing now.
It must cost them a fortune to do that.
Cost them a fortune, yeah. I
But
mean,
they
they have a lot of
they
money.
have so much.
They have got a lot of money.
Yeah, they have a lot of money. And obviously there's no tax there as well, which is like insane in terms of they have a city that's so good, so clean, everything like that, and there is zero tax. It's just it's insane.
Are they therefore really restrictive about who they let in? You know, if it's so good and it's such a well kept place,
They welcome people for the most part. Like, I mean, everyone you meet there is not from Dubai.
Yeah.
They're either from UK, US, Australia, like Europe, Asia. The amount of Chinese people I met there, the amount of Russian people I met there, like there's so many people just from absolutely everywhere. It's pretty insane. It's like this hub for the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Why
crazy.
did you choose to move there out of interest?
I'm doing quite a few projects at the minute, like in Dubai. So I have a company called Jet House. Basically, it's like a big sort of influencer marketing agency. Before the kind of like influencer marketing agency stuff was like kind of trending and people were, reaching out and trying to do that stuff. Yeah, it was very much that. And we're working with like a bunch of people in Abu Dhabi, worked on the Grand Prix recently out there.
Nice.
A few different bits. So
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you about Jet House. It's kind of how did you think of starting that basically?
yeah, so it was pretty crazy. So COVID came around. I was in my house. I usually film videos with my mum and my brother. They didn't want to film videos with me anymore. So I was like, I need to get out and film videos. So I Googled places to go where, you know, the restrictions are kind of free, right? And it was this town in Spain called Javier. And it basically didn't exist there because no one was really coming into the town. So it was kind of not necessarily no restrictions, but it was quite sort of open. So I was kind of looking there potentially to go. And then during that time, as COVID was clearing up and the lockdown was kind of, we were coming out of that, I got invited to be a part of another creator house. So it was a house called My House London. I don't know if you ever heard of this. It was called the Icon House.
Was there anyone who was in it?
Or
who was going to be in it? Or is it?
It was a very weird experience. It was a bunch of just very random people. There was this guy, he wanted to create, he was from Israel, bought a house in London, and he wanted to recreate Team 10.
Right.
So he did it during the worst time, obviously, with the lockdowns and stuff. Lockdowns arisen, went in there, spent about a few weeks in there, wasn't really the vibe. It was very, like, weirdly run. And then, me and my mate were just like, should we just do one of our own? And we chose a place in Javier. At the time, we had this like 10-bedroom villa, and we were like, we're going to have to pay an arm and a leg for this. But it was like €2,000 a month, and there was 10 of us living there.
That's not bad.
So we all split the rent initially.
Yeah.
So we were paying about £150 a month to live in like a giant mansion in Spain.
Not even $2,000 each a month.
No. We split it like all between us initially.
Where are you getting a 10-bed mansion for?
So like I say, there's this place. There's a bunch of places in Spain. Like if you go to Marbella, it's really, really sort of affluent. Javier is kind of near Benidorm, so it's just outside of that. There's so many places like within Europe that are so ridiculously cheap to like rent and buy that are really nice, but we just don't. They don't have high rent prices because people just don't know about them. So we moved into there and we moved 10 people in. It was in Spain.
Was that hard to? I'm guessing most of them were British.
Yeah, we'd all never met
set?
Each other either.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like
That
Big
must have been
Brother.
an experience.
Yeah, there were a lot of things going on. There were, you know, it was literally like Big Brother.
How did you find those people? Like, how do you advertise the fact that, do you want to come and live in this mansion in Spain with 8 people you've never met before?
So we did auditions. So people would apply on TikTok to be a part of it.
So it really was like a Big Brother house.
Yeah, so they would make a video and be like, I want to be a part of this. And yeah, we chose 8 of them. Then they came out and lived in this house with us for 6 months.
6 months as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
and
lot.
we didn't go back or anything. It was just in this house. Like,
What was that like? Because I mean, like living at a uni house for 2 months with your mates, especially during like, well, I shouldn't have said that word, but especially during.
There it is again.
Oh, for God's sake. It's early, whatever. It's not. I couldn't imagine 6 months in a different country as well with people you've never met before.
It was pretty bizarre, yeah. I mean, everyone really got along, and then there was a few kind of rocky patches with people. You know, naturally, someone doesn't put a dish away, and someone's been pretty annoyed, and it's happened for the past 2 weeks, and people get annoyed and things like that. So, yeah, it was like that, and then. You know, obviously from the commercial side of it, like we were providing them with brand deals. We were working with Jack Wills. Jack Wills pretty much sponsored the entire house for 3 months.
They're quite big on the sponsorships, I've seen, to be fair.
Yeah, they're huge. Well, funnily enough, they worked with Jet House initially, and now they've just gone and kind of done their own individual thing where they're doing houses in Ibiza and in Switzerland and all that stuff. So the house concept itself does work. I mean, even on the hashtag, when we did like hashtag Jet House and we put it in all of our posts across the whole thing, like just with us alone, like the 10 people in the house, over, I think 3 months in, we had something like 800 million views or something on that hashtag.
Wow.
And we'd show that to brands and be like, look, we can also do this with you guys. And obviously everyone's collaborating with each other as well, and we're all sharing audiences. So,
Why do you think that the concept of like a creator house is still, you know, going? Because I thought that was a thing of several years ago when you look at like even going back as far as like Geordie Shore, it's not a content creator house. It's like you stick everyone in the house and it's just like chaos and you get content out of it.
Yeah.
So what's the benefits of still doing it now?
So you've got so for example, with certain, the way that we're running creator houses now, because we've actually got them going on at the minute. We've got one currently in Marbella that's going on, and we're working with a gaming brand and stuff. What we do is we don't have everyone living there all at once. We have people kind of cycle in and out. So, for example, it's a gaming brand. We'll choose 10 of the best gamers. It'll be a 5-bedroom house. We'll run it for a month, and we'll have people come in and out. Now, during that time, everyone's sharing audiences, everyone's collaborating, and also the house is perfect to make content in because you have perfect lighting. We make sure like everything is set up for you, ready to go. So, it's not people having to struggle at home being like, oh, I need to set this thing up. Everything is there. It's like a seamless kind of conveyor belt almost of creators coming in and out and collaborating. So
yeah, wow,
it works really well.
Yeah,
and a lot of them obviously don't. Like there was one, a few of my friends were in the Wave House.
Wave House, yeah. I've heard that kind of blew up and then just...
Yeah, because they didn't maintain...
Yeah.
It was so difficult to maintain. I mean, it's them in masks spending
I remember those videos.
tens of thousands of dollars on this stuff. Like it's on each video. How do you like, they're not Mr. Beast. Like how do they maintain that, So when they run correctly and they have the right sponsorships behind them, they can work.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, obviously, me and Tom don't have much experience in the whole influencer house thing, but obviously that does. Yeah, it's definitely a common perception for them to not work because you have, like, for example, the Wave House or Team 10, where they're so big, and then they just kind of crumble.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously you seem to have a much better kind of format where you're kind of cycling people in, not doing it for an indefinite amount of time as well, like you said with the 1 month thing.
Yeah.
That does seem like a much better...
And it's like not being too intense with it as well. I mean, with Jake Paul's Team 10, it was just so like intense, everything they were trying to do.
Do you know what actually went wrong with that? Because I don't know any of the inside details. I've only heard about...
I think they run out of money.
Yeah.
Jake Paul ran out of money.
Well, he had that house in LA and they were paying a lot a month in it.
Because they were basically destroying it every day.
Yeah, and they like everything was just so expensive. So I think he thought, I can just live in a way smaller house with way less people and still achieve the same results.
Oh, so it was a case of him leaving and the others obviously just didn't work without him. Yeah.
I think so.
And in terms of kind of growing and collaborating, obviously you have a goal currently on your social media to hit 10 million followers.
Yeah.
How's that kind of journey for you, and how are you managing to kind of come up with these ideas for videos? Because you're churning out a lot of content right now.
Yeah. So I'm creating videos every single day.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to kind of lean down like the viral element of videos and also, appealing to a very wide market of people. So with my videos, like they're very colorful, they're very flashy, like things in your face constantly. It appeals to like any sort of audience really, because any sort of audience can watch it and understand it. And especially with YouTube Shorts now, I mean, like when I was in India, I mean, YouTube is the #1 platform in India.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they all have Androids, so it's all automatically downloaded on their phone, YouTube, because like it's on the thing. Yeah. So they're all just scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and obviously TikTok's banned there and stuff. So, it's just making it super easy for people to understand and really trying to hit like a huge audience and do just fun stuff each day.
Yeah, because you mentioned there about trying to make sure your videos are like as viral as possible, right?
Yeah.
Is that more about setting a trend that could turn viral, or about following a current trend that is already viral?
I think following trends as a whole is not a good thing to do, and the reason being is because it gives your video a lifespan. Like it's not. There's videos of mine that I made 6 months ago that are still are still having millions of views every single month. It's not necessarily like that when you follow a trend. It's difficult to maintain that. So I think the main things to kind of get from it is to make the video super easy to understand, really clear, just make sure that it just comes across really clearly. Like, I mean, in terms of social media and TikTok, like people are just scrolling, right? People don't care. So there's no easier place to exit than the internet. People can just swipe like there's no tomorrow, and Yeah, I mean, even with Jet House as well, we have like creators that we kind of bring on, and we're working with like on Facebook, on Snapchat is a huge one now.
Snapchat's massive right now, isn't it?
Yeah, like there's a lot of that. Even my mum. So my mum turned around to me and said, "Oh, you know, I really enjoy cooking. Is there a way that I can make some cooking videos?" And you know, I sort of helped her for about a month, and now she's like fully quit her job, and is now making these videos on Facebook and Snapchat. And
is Facebook a genuine platform for this then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Massive,
It's huge. It's huge for it. It's still the #1 video platform in the world.
What?
Wow.
It is, genuinely.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
People still consume content the most on Facebook.
But when, like, what age range is that? Because, like, the old adage about
most of
Facebook
us.
mums, right?
Definitely skews older, yeah. But you got to think about the whole world, right? So you got like, you know, you got India, for example. Like, there's 1 billion people, and they're all on Facebook, and are all just scrolling through and watching videos. Even a lot of my mum's videos, like the main sort of demographic is like India, Malaysia, and then it's like United States, United Kingdom, that sort of thing.
Well, our third biggest demographic is India on our podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it's not very much, to be fair. But
But it's just such a strange
is,
concept
yeah.
to me that Facebook is still this big platform, because all I've heard
Yeah.
for so many years is that Facebook's on the decline.
Facebook's never going to die. I mean, they own Instagram, they own your WhatsApp, they own all these different things that they can just control and just redirect traffic back to you. So,
okay. How have you? You seem to obviously become very knowledgeable about all this stuff. How long has that kind of taken you to cultivate these understandings?
I think it's hanging around with like a lot of creators. There's this group in Vegas that I'm very friendly with, specifically for Facebook, and we chat and discuss like Facebook ideas, Facebook content, and these guys like really psychoanalyze absolutely everything about a video, and it's just really like just building off of that and just you know, collaborating with people and just understanding how different people create different styles of content.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's following the basics, just making the video super clear to understand. Just instantly you want to watch it. Like these are just the things that, you know, when it's mastered, like the videos can go sort of ultra viral.
Oh, fair enough. And what's it like? Because obviously you started with magic.
Yeah.
Kind of now moving more to influencer style of video rather than a magic style.
Yeah, I mean, I think magic is a weird one. I think it is definitely better live
Yeah.
than it is on video. I mean, instantly when it's on video, people are like, oh, it's a camera trick, it's set up. Like, it's kind of lost that. And even now, there isn't very many magicians on these social platforms.
Yeah.
Like, they're, you know, performing live, and they're making other styles of videos. Like, because people just aren't reacting the same as they were to it, because they know, like, with AI and with all these different things, you could just fake it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, so it kind of drags these kind of allure out of it, if you will.
Okay. And you said that there is a magic trick that we can do live on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Want to do that now?
Yeah, we can give it a go. Can you think of? I haven't performed live for a while, so
I know it's totally wrong, by the way. We'll just cut it all out.
No. Keep it in.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to think for me of. In fact, don't think of a. I was going to say think of a celebrity, but if you think of a celebrity, typically you're going to think of like Drake or like someone. There is actually only a handful of people you can realistically only think of because they spring to mind instantly, right?
Okay.
It's like if I asked you to think of a vegetable right now, think of any vegetable.
It's
Don't
gonna be
say
a carrot, isn't it?
It's gonna be a carrot.
Yeah.
If I asked you to think of a number between 1 and 10, but not 3, you think of a 7.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
What the hell?
These are just psychological things,
Okay.
yeah? Okay, think of a fruit, apple,
Yep.
instantly. You know, these are things that you can instantly get. So if I ask you to name a celebrity, there is quite a good chance I'd know what it is, okay? So we'll try this. I made a list a little while back of the top 100 celebrities
Okay.
that people would name, because I've done this trick quite a lot. And I have them on my phone, on the notes page of my phone. It's between 1 and 100, okay? I want you to both think of a number between 1 and 100. Go. You got it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What's both of your numbers?
If it's the same number, I'm going 33.
Genuinely 33. I literally was thinking 33.
Seriously?
No, I'm not even kidding. That was weird.
Is that actually?
So that's pretty insane, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. And it shows like also the kind of like in sync nature, right, of you two guys. So we'll try this. So
We are both called Tom, I
You
guess.
actually just
Genuinely thinking 33.
we're not lying.
Do you see how I can like sync it
Okay,
and
yeah,
with
yeah.
what we can do? Okay.
Yeah.
So genuinely this time I want you to think of a number, but I want you to almost imagine it like it's a wheel turning around in your head. Okay. And it's almost like a slot machine. Like you're pulling the slot machine and all of the numbers are kind of going around. And I genuinely want this number to be as random as possible. Okay, because we're going to do something with a celebrity. Okay, so what number are you landing on now?
45.
56.
Now I'll let you guys decide what one do you want to use, 45 or
Go
56.
56, yeah.
Yeah?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try this. Like, I want to show you here if I go on my.
Do you want me to? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I can scroll over here. Obviously, we can show this to the audience after.
It's on the
Get it
camera.
on.
Now, yeah.
If I scroll over, you see my notes page on my phone. Could you
Yep.
press the notes page? Just give it a click, and then you can see I have like loads of lists.
Yeah.
If we go to celebrities and I scroll down, what was the number? 56.
56.
56. What? Who's at?
Hang about, because I said 45 originally. I just seen what's 45.
What?
That's Brad Pitt on 45, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's part of the trick or, but when you
So
said
first,
celebrity,
I didn't know if you said. Did you say 45 or 56?
You said 56.
I said 56, yeah.
56.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gone off. Right. Do you know what? Change your mind completely.
Change my mind.
In fact, say, name a single digit number.
Yep.
What is it?
8.
8 and
4.
4. Now, do you want 84 or 48?
84.
84.
84.
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Look, if I scroll over here, you can see that we have my notes page on my phone. Okay, we click celebrities. Now, once again, we've got like a list of celebrities. If I scroll down, who is at 84?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Now, genuinely, look at this list. You can see that there are like every single name is different, and you can see that on the camera here.
Yeah.
If you chose a different number, it would be different. Okay, but 84 was the random number that you chose.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously we had a bit of a thing there,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
fine.
okay, yeah.
It doesn't matter. All right, 84. You can see like genuinely, it's Donald
Yeah.
Trump. Okay. Now, was that random?
It felt random.
That's about as random as it can get, right?
So I DM'd you a picture of someone
Don't.
before you arrived.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna screen record this. Just
Now, genuinely, this is like really random. This isn't like a trick. This is just genuine psychology that I've tried to get in with you guys. Obviously, we're doing the apple and the 7 and the carrot stuff before. I want you to see
God.
this.
Wow.
There's no way.
There's a picture of Donald Trump, right?
There's no way.
And genuinely, that is obviously
I
like
screen
completely
record that
random.
as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? Is that like a magician's thing? You can't tell us
So-
how you did that.
Well, a lot of it relies on that psychology, right? So, for example, you know, the 7 stuff and the carrot stuff at the beginning, and then obviously having you guys think of a number. People, it'll be quite interesting because when you look back at this podcast, there's been several times I've said the number 3 several times and hammered that number.
And probably said 33.
I had said it's completely 3 choice and things. If you rewind it, you'll be able to see. But that's how you both thought of that. And then obviously the 84, it's putting you on the spot. What number? 8. What number? 4. Oh, we'll go with 84. And then that's how it's.
But even when it got to the point of we could have said 48, but we chose 84. What? Because that's 50.
No one ever wants to change their mind. No one ever changes their mind.
So you knew we were both going to say 33?
Yeah.
Oh my days.
I didn't know if it would work. It
Yeah.
might not have worked. And if it didn't work, then fair enough. But yeah, I told you things might not work.
Weird.
Don't even know what to say. That's ridiculous. Surely that was that was completely random.
Yeah.
But it obviously wasn't. But it felt like it was.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That's so
That's
weird.
pretty cool.
Would you ever go? That's amazing. Would you ever go back to doing like magician content or magic content?
Yeah, I'd really like to. I think in terms of like content, it's difficult because, like I say, people people even now are going to think that we set that up.
Yeah.
100%.
They're going to think we set up, like we can swear on our lives as much as we didn't set it up, but you know, they're all going to say we set it up, you know. So yeah, it's when you witness it live, it's so much better. So I think the live stuff 100%, but like, you know. with everything else, it's
what does it for you about like magic? Is it getting the reaction from the audience? What makes you want to do it?
I think it's the reaction from the audience and also just the intrigue of it. Like it is. I genuinely just do really enjoy like watching it. I went to see Darren Brown a few weeks ago and stuff like that.
He was really good.
Yeah, he was great. There's like a magic cafe in Dubai as well. You go in and you like eating and drinking and stuff, and there's all these magicians going around like doing tricks to you close up and things. It's really cool. So like stuff like that is just it's just interesting. I don't know. It's just
no, it is. Yeah, that was really cool.
And it's definitely human nature as well to kind of enjoy magic as well. Like I remember watching Dynamo as a kid, the TV show, his TV show, and just being like, oh my god, like that's just you just don't always. It's not knowing that makes it kind of more amazing, and that's why everyone loves magic. Although it is annoying when I was in COS, there was a guy on the strip who was trying to do magic tricks, and every single time, like, so obvious with how he was doing the card trick, but everyone else around me was drunk and just like, oh my god, and I was kind of sat there going, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I felt like such a party pooper, but
no, it's true. Like I think there are certainly a lot of like really just bad magicians as well. Like there's a lot that are just like, they're not great, but there are a lot of great ones. Like Dynamo is amazing, Darren Brown's amazing, David Blaine is amazing. Did you see him recently on Logan Paul's podcast?
No, but it's up next. I'm just currently listening to Ice Cube's podcast.
Oh, nice. What does he say on the pod?
So he does loads of stuff. I mean, with David Blaine, he does things where he like freezes himself in a block of ice and like all of this like crazy shit. Like I'm not doing any of that.
When he like tied like hundreds of balloons to himself and flew in the air for a bit as well. Like, just mental stuff.
He's insane, but he is just. Yeah, he's really cool. He's like the top echelon. He's got his own Vegas show at the minute.
Yeah.
So show in Vegas, which is really cool.
Yeah. Imagine having a show in Vegas. You've done well.
Yeah, he smashed it.
Well, I'm still baffled by that magic, to be honest.
I don't think people are going to believe that wasn't set
people
up,
are 100% going to think we're set up, and that's the problem with it. Is I can't like it's
It was I kind of like it was the 33 bit. Which was
people can watch through this podcast again. If you rewatch it, you'll notice several times where
I'll make a clip out of it for YouTube as well. Yeah, for sure. When you said 33, I was like,
no.
This is too weird.
It's because I was also thinking of 67 for some reason, which ridiculously is 33 off of 100.
Yeah.
That can't be right. I'm sorry. I need to shut up. This is getting too weird now.
Yeah, it's pretty.
What would have happened if we'd picked 56? Like.
Then you would have picked 56. Like it would have gone wrong, it's one of them where that solely relies on psychology. My main thing was cards, so even the Magic Circle and stuff, and then like because they have like magic competitions and things over kind of everywhere, and I would like enter a lot of them would be the card ones, because I was just. That was kind of the thing, you know. So
is magic mainly composed of psychology then? Because obviously you've got like mathematical based card tricks and stuff. But are there any other like main facets of magic that create the tricks?
Yeah. There's a lot of like psychological based tricks. Yeah, a lot of it does heavily rely on psychology.
Okay.
For example, if I ask you to choose these two objects here, right? What one? Point to one.
Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot more appealing than the glasses, right?
Well, actually, they're great glasses.
well, of course. But like instantly, this is like more. It's more flashy. There's more going on, right? So yeah, it's like there are psychological aspects to it, and things don't work sometimes. I mean, even with David Blaine, a few nights ago, he was doing this trick, this Russian roulette trick, where he had like a nail sticking out of a block of wood, cups on top.
I've seen that.
Mix them around. Yeah, he slammed his hand down because there's like 5 cups. 4 of them don't have the spike. 1 of them does. People mix them around and then he does it. Slammed it, just went straight through his hand. I've seen one. Ran off stage being like,
I've seen one. I think it was on like Britain's Got Talent where that happened, or America's Got Talent, where they had a bag and then. Oh god, that was just.
It's bad.
So in the case of tricks like that, is it just like practice to get the sequence right, or is it like how does it go wrong essentially if it's supposed to be foolproof?
It's not.
It's not.
It's stuff like that isn't. I mean, even with David Blaine, every single night he holds his breath. You know, he's in like this like tub of water, and he holds his breath every single night in front of an audience and sees how long he can do it for. Sometimes it's 7 minutes, sometimes it's 4 minutes, sometimes it's 15 minutes.
Okay.
It all kind of varies. So a lot of it just isn't foolproof. Like with stuff like that, for example, it isn't.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it kind of interesting. So, you know, I think magic is an art form more than anything else. I think like singing, like dancing, I really, really do wish that the amount of people that went to magic shows were the same as that, because it is kind of the same thing of like sitting there and it's like this live show and it's like this full-on art form. But it's interesting. Not so much in London, more like in Vegas and things.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough. So one of my questions was going to be, if you weren't an influencer, what would you be? I'm guessing.
it would probably, yeah,
Magician.
probably be a magician. Well, that's the thing. If the word that we can't say didn't come around, and you know, I was on cruise ships and stuff, then I probably would have just, probably would have just done that. I loved it.
Are you grateful for how it's panned out?
Yeah. I mean, I love like the cruise ship stuff. Was, you know, I did it for a little while and then obviously it just cut off. But yeah, it was really enjoyable. Like I love doing all of it.
Continue. Sorry,
No. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, it's all enjoyable. But
That's good. Actually, one of the things I was gonna touch on is obviously all of your content is short form, right? It's all shorts and TikTok shorts and Instagram Reels and whatever. Would you ever transition into long form? Do you think your style of content, like comedy, works?
I think it's tough, right? Even through working with brands that I'm working with, they're like, oh, we need to post like a 10-minute YouTube video. And it's like, yeah, but the shorts and the actual clips are going to do so much better for you than all the rest of the stuff. So the minute I'm building an audience where I can then sort of kind of transfer into long form, I have no clue what I'd do at all. I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to.
What about the videos where we mentioned at the start you do like 24 hours overnight in IKEA or whatever? Surely there's more there's more minutes to be stretched out of. Like that.
I think so. Like it's just tough though. Whether like, because I'd want the video to be really engaging. I want it to do well, and
I feel like with your traveling and your content, you could definitely do like almost a. I wouldn't say David Dobrik, but maybe more like Mike Malak style vlog.
Yeah. I think so.
Kind of hop between bits and then make a video out of that.
Yeah.
From what you've been doing, and like obviously you're traveling and all that kind of thing. I think you could definitely try and do that, because obviously you've got a big YouTube subscriber base. I think actually you've got the biggest like subscriber base we've had on the podcast on YouTube. Like I know with shorts, if you post long form content, people that are subscribed for the shorts aren't actually going to get shown it, if I'm not mistaken.
For sure, yeah. I think it's a tough one. Like, I do feel as though a lot of the YouTubers that have already kind of there are always going to be able to create content, and I do feel like it is difficult for people to kind of come on. Like, it is tough, but I genuinely don't know. I've been watching a channel recently called Yes Theory.
Yes,
I've seen,
which I love. Like, they like travel around and do all this crazy stuff. I'd love to do things like that. I mean, they went to this place recently where there's like bee hunters or something like this, or honey hunters. That was it. Okay. And they'd like go up to like places and within this rainforest and hunt for all this honey, and and they're just like these crazy guys that get stung by bees like 100 times a day.
That's almost like BBC like documentary kind of stuff.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff, but having like a fun kind of twist on it, I think is cool.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that is good. And are there any plans you can share about what the future holds for you?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm kind of building out Jet House a lot more and doing a lot of that, working with more brands, just basically scaling a lot of the YouTube and everything like that. And then there's this big project within the Middle East that I'm working on as well at the minute, with like Saudi and things like that, which should be really exciting. But yeah, just a few different bits really. Yeah. Like it's all good. What about you guys with the podcast and things? What are you thinking with all of it? I see you guys are posting consistently.
We are.
Yeah, we're kind of at a point where we've been posting consistently for such a long period. We don't really know how to take the next step with it. I guess it's tough when you like we've been doing this for months now, like 8-9 months. doing the long video, then making the shorts out of it, making clips out of it.
It doesn't also help that our TikTok's definitely been shadow banned.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because
as in, we used to get we hit a couple of videos, didn't we? That was like 100,000 views, which isn't much for TikTok, but it was big at the time for us. And since then, we can't scrape more than like 400. Yeah, okay. On every single.
Why don't you do like the Tate thing, where you just create loads of accounts and just
That's
post
what
all
I'm
the
thinking
clips?
of doing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've made some of those already. But the way we figured it out basically is obviously Oshu did a video with me, posted it, and instantly it got like I think less
because he tagged
the Blue podcast, and it tanked the views compared to usual.
Wow.
And then I did a test with my sister. So my sister filmed me whilst I was skiing doing like a silly song, and then I fell over. And initially she tagged the Blue podcast in the TikTok.
Okay.
And it got like 200 views in 3 hours. And then I said, I'll take it down, re-upload it without tagging the Blue podcast. And it got 2,000 views in the same amount of time.
Right.
So that could be random chance, but we've seen like at the beginning, like you'd have your videos that got 200-300 views, but you'd also have the ones that got 10k views.
It's because we spoke about sex and OnlyFans on TikTok.
Right. Okay. I see. That's probably.
Yeah, that's how we blew up.
It's got something to do with it.
Yeah.
I think. Do you post on YouTube Shorts?
Yes.
YouTube Shorts. Snapchat Spotlight is another one you should post on.
I didn't know how to do that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, so with Snapchat, if you post on Spotlight, you can post like short form clips. So on Snapchat now they have it's almost like a TikTok. Okay. You post on there. The monetization is really good as well. If your video actually does like decently, the Snapchat will message you and go, "Oh, your videos earn this amount of money." Oh. And it's pretty.
Be
cool.
a nice notification to have actually. That wouldn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, they like message through and things if your video does like really well. But yeah, I think it's just being consistent with it, right?
It is, yeah. We got some. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have a guest after you, but he pulled out. But we're going to do some stuff, just the two of us, bit of football content as well.
Nice.
Do you follow football?
I don't really. My dad and my brother love it. Like they are like die-hard fans of Leyton Orient.
Okay.
That is quite a niche club to support, actually. Yeah.
yeah. So they're like die-hard fans of Leyton Orient. They like grew up in Leyton and stuff. So.
Okay, nice, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything for the podcast. Is there anything else you want to speak about?
No. I'm all good. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun.
Yep.
That trick was amazing.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Like, I'm quite excited to watch that back and just spot the points you mentioned where you're talking about number 3.
Yeah.
That was amazing to be part of. And yeah, we've really enjoyed having you on. So thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it.
Do you want
Thanks
to
a
shout
lot,
anything
guys.
out? Just like socials or anything?
Yeah, just like TikTok, YouTube, Charlie Davis. Yeah.
Nice.
All good.
Right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Do check us out on Spotify and give us a rating. It really helps us out. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next week for another Blue podcast. Cheers.